We're live.
Hi, I'm
I'm
Edie,
Judy, and
and
together
together
we're
we're
the
the
Rainbow
Rainbow Grannies.
Grannies.
Yay!
Hey, we're back Saturday morning, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Edie's just letting the TikTok folks know how to find us here, so she's getting that set up because we do TikTok every Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. We have coffee with the Rainbow Granny, then we chat about whatever, and then we come moving on over here to YouTube and continue the conversation, pick up new conversation. Come on and join us. Look into my eyes, man. You're always here first. You're on it. You're on it. So come on over, folks, to Edie and Judy Rainbow Grannies on YouTube. We're here every Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern
So,
Time.
good morning, everybody. How you doing? We just had a really nice, entertaining time on TikTok because we do that at 8 o'clock, and then we do this at 9 o'clock.
And as you come on over here, click the thumbs up so that it pushes the algorithm out. Fuzzy Bear is here.
Right.
Good
They say you have to
morning.
minimize the chat and then
Right,
click
and
on
then
that
you can get
thumbs
the
up.
thumbs up.
Yeah. So if Fuzzy Bear don't click that thumbs up right now, I'm gonna go and shave his little face off. Wonder, hey
But Fuzzy,
Fuzzy,
but you got
how
the
long's it
great-
been since you shaved your face? How long's it been? It's gonna be today if you don't click that thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. See, I
There we
saw the number
go.
jump up there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fix
Linda's
I'm
toy review. Hey, it's Renegade. Okay, yeah, we're gonna adjust our seats here because we're moving
I
from
don't know what.
one camera to another, one platform to another, one stage to another.
So
I'm
see.
sorry, I was just admiring you for a second.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was a couple different things. We had talked about them a little bit on TikTok this morning, but I also I got a hair I think hanging off me. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about was, for one, I want to talk about the March Madness. March Madness is going on right now. It is a big. Now, Judy and I, we don't know much about March Madness. We don't know much about the sports and stuff like that.
The only thing I know about basketball is I can run down the court once and I'm done.
I've been lucky enough that we got what was it, 75 inches, 75-inch TV in our little family room, right? So it gives me like this huge. I mean, it's almost like I'm sitting on the court with it. You know, I almost smell the sweat.
Center court.
I almost smell the sweat. That's how close I am to watching these people on this on the playing here. So, of course, being that we are lesbians, I've been watching a lot of the women playing, you know, and enjoying that and everything. And so right now we're down to, I personally, and I'm going to say this, I'm putting myself out there because I know this goes down into history. I know that this is being recorded and that
That's not for us, that's for work.
I know that this is being recorded, and so that later on everybody can say, you were wrong, Edie, you were wrong, but I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be South Carolina because they are unbelievable, and Iowa because they got Caitlin Clark. And that's it. Yeah. That's what I think. But, you know, I don't know. But then I want to also talk about the fact that this morning, now I can't tell you what state it's in because I didn't really pay attention. I saw, are you writing things for me or?
No.
This morning.
I'm putting ideas for a title.
So this morning, I was watching the news and I saw where there's a bar and the bar happens to be a sports bar, you know, just like Applebee's or something like that, you know, just a smaller sports bar. They got like 10 TV screens throughout it and everything. And so when they got those 10 TV screens, it's so exciting and all that kind of stuff. You know how you go there and they got good food and all that. They show nothing but women's sports. Nothing but women's sports all over the TV. But you know what? It's doing so well that they got lines going wrapping all the way around the building there where people are lined up to get their spot in there. So it's like, as soon as I find out where that bar is, that would be a nice little journey, you know.
Yeah,
hopefully it's not like
road trip.
Yeah, you know, and it's something we can handle, you know, something like that. But
it's where? It's here in the Pittsburgh area.
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
You don't know where
it just came up on the news. You know, I sit there and watch the news and that came up. And you know what else I want to talk about? Yeah. Is the payment women athletes.
Yeah.
Come to find out that the payment of women athletes is still not what men athletes are making. And,
Mhm.
of course, we all feel like, this is wrong because we're all equal, but when you think about it, and you can agree, disagree. I love it when you write it in the comments. I love it when you talk about it on and you send messages to me and everything. The thing is, I worked in a dental lab for 40 something years. I made dentures, right? For those 40 something years, I was a high producer. When you're a high producer, you should make the money.
Mhm.
When you're not a high producer, you don't make the money.
Mhm.
So, as time goes on and more people start watching more women's sports, which they are because they're being brought up and everything, I believe that the money will start to be there even better.
Yeah.
But if the beer company doesn't want to put a commercial on the women's TV, on the women's sports, then there's no money to be given
To
out to.
paying
Right.
the athletes.
Right. So that's what it is. It's like you're a great athlete and everything like that, but you have to get the sponsors. You have to bring in the money in order to put out the money. That's what I'm looking at.
Mhm.
So I want
I'm
to
gonna
thank you all for joining us and hanging out with us and everything. Good.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read some of the comments about this. So, uh, Linda's toy review says, I wish women's basketball was a big thing when I was in school. We didn't have a girls' basketball team. I loved shooting hoops.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, but we played on the stage, of a high school, and I'm gonna tell you, you
Yeah.
try to play basketball when you got a 5 foot drop off of a stage.
What do you mean?
The basketball court was made
Yeah.
on the stage.
It was made on the
of
stage.
the
Get
auditorium.
out. For
Right.
everybody? Like this was the
Well,
stage at the school?
no, they eventually had built a new gym, and they called it the new gym. It's probably still called the new gym in the old gym, and it was that was the boys' gym, was the good one, and the girls' gym had the one
How
that
to
was
play on the stage.
and where we could just
We
run
could
right off of
ride
it.
off it.
Run right.
Oh,
And I
God.
remember seeing, I mean, not girls, but I remember seeing like boys playing basketball on that stage, and I do remember seeing them run right off that stage and right down onto the surface down there. At least
Oh
a
my
5 foot drop.
God. So here, let me read some more here because guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I thought here that actual reality said Minneapolis, a bar of their own.
Okay, that's the name of it.
Link
A
you the
bar
article.
of their own. Thank you very much.
I got it. I wrote it down. That's going to be a road trip. How far is Minneapolis from Pennsylvania?
That's pretty far. That's pretty far.
Maybe we can call ahead of time and let them know we're coming.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll be happy to see us.
No, we'll let them know we're
They do.
coming.
Do they know who Rainbow Grannies
Well,
are?
they'll have to find out.
They're going to know, huh?
They're women.
Everybody
They wear
in
rainbow
here,
earrings.
send a message to Bar of Their Own and let them know that Rainbow Granny talked about them, along with the fact that we would like to be. I'd like to go there and get some onion rings and a fish sandwich. Heck yeah, and an ice cold ginger ale.
Yeah,
That's
right. That's right. So let's see. I have here Kyle Mullet says, I wonder what an integrated basketball league would look like. Lots of people say that men would always be at an advantage, but I'm inclined to disagree.
Well, it all depends on which men you're talking about.
You're starting up a conversation here, Kyle.
We know a lot of men that can't play basketball, and we know a lot of women that can play basketball. So if we mixed it up like that, well, I mean, we're gonna kick your butt. That's it. But I mean, the chances are, most of the time, the men are running a little taller, and they can jump a little higher. So, and I think that all has to do with the muscle in their legs and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not sure, but I would. I mean, I don't know. That's part of why that video that we did on transgender athletes seems to have done so well, because so many people want to know about how you feel about
Yeah,
being transgender and
is that an equal playing field or not?
So you know what? Wonder if there's any transgender professional athletes out there, like
Mm-hmm.
basketball. I think maybe there are some, but they haven't transitioned.
Oh,
They're probably
okay.
feeling it and everything, but they just know it could ruin their career.
That would be
You
really
know,
sad, though.
yeah. But I would say,
Yeah, Debbie Durden is saying I grew up with basketball hoop at my house. Loved it. I know. We got one too. We bought a house and it had the basketball stand thing, a basket out in the driveway, and the owners asked us
a
if they wanted to
basketball
take it
stand.
away.
It's got a basketball
thing.
stand out there.
Well, the owners asked if they wanted us if we wanted them to get rid of it before we moved in the house. And I said, no, I want it. But my problem is I'm playing with it and shooting hoop, but when it bounces off, it rolls down the driveway and can roll all the way down the street.
That's why she's got to be really fast.
And I'm getting slower, so I need some kind of really, really long net, or at least if anything, it rolls into the neighbor's yard, I can get it.
So Edie, you sent it on text message. Actual reality, you sent
the link to the bar.
Okay.
A bar of their own.
Sounds good. Let's see.
Thank you,
Michael.
So,
I was
there a boys' gym with court? That was from what you were talking about.
Yes, it was a very nice boys' gym. I don't think they use the stage now for sports like that. I think they just use it for like plays and what do you call them? Like pep rallies and stuff like that. This is a beautiful auditorium. Big curtains and stuff.
Yeah,
beautiful.
But they can't play basketball. We saw a play with about a basketball player, and I was so scared for the actors because they had to dribble the ball and stuff on the stage. It's like, oh my God, what if they fall?
Well, wait, it gets even better. Like, how like when you go up and maybe you'll do like shoot the ball and run through, right?
Yeah.
Shoot the ball and
run through.
You run through, you right up against the wall. You
don't get to run through.
No, there ain't no running up in there. You just run, bam.
They widen the wall for off stage.
Well, you know what? They did have like what would look like almost like used mattresses up against the wall there. So when you run up and bam against that stage, at least it knock you out. I wonder how many high school kids suffer from injuries nowadays because of, from back then, from they ran into the wall. They kept running into that wall.
You should look up if you remember the names of any of the players and look them up and we can.
Well, they're all old now. They're all, so everybody's got their aches and pains. Let's see.
So, Michael, that's ridiculous discrimination all around, and it still exists. Maybe get a paid sponsorship on your channel.
Well, you know what? That's what we would get if we have our 4,000 hours.
Right,
our watch
and that's
hours.
what actual reality just said there. We need the 4,000 watch hours, and then YouTube will start giving us the cut of the advertisement.
Right.
So, if you want, just tell all your friends, just they can play and watch all the videos, or just keep the videos running. So
you
that
can
we get
share it too. You can share it, especially if we have something that's if you look back through them, there's a lot of videos we did that we interviewed other people, and they, we talked to them about different things. And we're hoping to interview our neighbors down the street there because they're living. A couple of them are living in a polyamorous situation, and so we're real curious about how the polyamory goes in their their home. And
especially nice to ask because everybody I've talked with in polyamorous relationships, they all have a different kind of setup, different kind of rules, but the thing that's common among everybody so far that I've heard is that open communication is critical. Open, honest communication is critical.
That's the same thing when it comes down to basketball.
Yeah.
Open, honest communication.
Yeah, because you got to know who you're passing the ball to.
Step back, man. I saw some pretty good moves, though, this week. Like, I mean, a lot of them were taking that, what I look at as like a cheap move. You know how, like, when you're getting ready to go out and you take the ball and you bam it back against you and knock it out. You just hit you with the ball. So that means when it goes out, it's my ball because you were the last one that touched it. And the reason you were the last one to touch is because I throwed it at you.
And that's not considered a foul?
Oh, no.
You're kidding.
I was just trying to keep the ball from going out. You just happened to be in the way. Stop that. Oh, Judy.
Let's see here. More stuff, more stuff,
Maybe
more stuff.
get a paid.
Oh,
Oh, okay, we read that.
somebody said they think there's a bar like that in Washington D.C. too. That's closer to us
Oh
than
yeah.
Minneapolis.
Oh
We got to
wow.
look that up and call them.
You know what? We should probably just do a Google search
Mm-hmm.
on women's
Women.
sports bar.
That's right. Okay, I'll write that
You
down.
know, and in that way, we'll find out wherever any of them are and get the opportunity to go. Now they do. When I watched the one on TV this morning, I mean, there's
Yeah.
men in this sports bar, but they know when they come in there,
It's
all
all
them
women's
TV
sports.
screens are all with women's sports. And so I thought it was really, really cool and beautiful. It was a cute little bar. I mean, it was really
Mhm.
nice, and the food all looked good and everything. I'm hungry just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Just hungry.
Yeah.
So, what else been going on with you guys this weekend? I want to
What's
thank
your
all of you for following us, and
What's your favorite bar food?
I would like a burger right now. I like a big old cheeseburger. Wouldn't that be nice? Actually, I would like to have something kind of special. You know how they do like them big fancy burgers that are like a prime cut kind of meat with in the middle of them they put a ball of cheese and then they cook it so
Oh,
that the cheese is
really?
inside the burger, and when you go to bite it it's like, oh
Oh
my
my!
goodness,
Did
looky
the cheese
here.
stretch and
Looky
everything?
here,
Uh,
looky here. Have mercy. It gets to be so good.
I think we should open up the women's sports bar
I
and the
think we
food
should
because I
go.
think you will serve the best burgers there ever.
Oh, I have a cough now.
I,
There you go.
I think you would serve the best burgers ever. So, what about everybody here? What is your favorite bar food? Because I have to admit, let's see, I got that. Sounds delicious. Wings. That's what I was thinking too. Wings. Because I remember there's this one bar we went to here in Pittsburgh. I mean, we went there on a special day when we knew a particular chef was going to be there making the wings for the bar that day. And they would expect us to come in and have all the wings ready for us. And I'm not a big meat eater at all. I mean, I eat vegetarian, but wings, sports bar wings. What about what about fries, wings and cheese sticks? Yeah, I was thinking fries with cheese all over it. That's Christopher's thing. And then actuality, usually I usually do goat cheese and blue cheese in my burgers and cook it. Wow, that's really neat. I never even heard about cooking cheese inside the middle of a burger. So, cheese fries are the best. Keep it going, folks. You need to keep talking to me and I can read out your comments. Edie's the one whose mind jumped from here to there. I like reading the comments and answering questions. You coming back, baby? Oh, Edie's got that coughing fit. So I want to tell you, Edie, where did it go? Um, yeah, actual reality said I used to do goat cheese or blue cheese in my
Oh yes,
burgers.
I've had goat cheese.
She's had it with goat cheese. Potato skin too. That's what I like. I like potato skins in the sports bar. That's probably one of my favorite bar foods. Potato skins. And let's see, cheese fries are the best. So that's what cheese and what about do you get like do you get the tortilla chips with all the stuff thrown on top? It's got beans on top and cheese and jalapeno peppers. Y'all making me hungry. I know we didn't have breakfast yet.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize you were wearing the United in Sports shirt.
Yep.
Because you're watching March Madness.
So
And the
I got that
pirate
cough
pirates
back
are doing
again.
good right now too.
I want to thank you all for understanding and everything, because I know that's got to be like, damn, listen to her. But there's nothing really wrong. There is something wrong, but there's nothing really
Yeah.
wrong.
Pretzels and nuts. That's a favorite bar food.
Ah, no, you too cheap. Way
Well,
too
yeah, you don't
cheap.
have to. Nachos. That's what I was thinking. You see, it's over 60. You can't remember what these things are
Well, you
called.
got that thing to do today, because I was thinking, boy, wouldn't it be nice to go out? Anybody ever eat at that one place? I've been wanting to go back there.
What place?
Remember where they got the burger and they put that slice of pineapple on top of it?
Where did we get that?
Um, Red Robin, yum. Yeah, and they got endless fries. Not that we need any endless fries.
The we were in Philadelphia where we had the best burgers
It
ever.
had goat cheese in it,
And they had goat
on
cheese
it.
in it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was on
really.
because I still never
Mhm.
seen it
It
cooked
was
in the meat.
very good.
And some special dressing on it too.
Life is good, ain't it? So, I want to thank
Yeah.
you for hanging out with us again. You know, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so that you'll get a notification each and every time we put up a video. This week, we're going to try to add some regular videos, like in the middle of the week, to our like we
Like we
used
used to
to.
do.
Yeah, like on Wednesday, do an actual video. So, um,
Yeah, somebody's asking Red Robin still exists. It's like, yeah, they
yeah,
do.
there's one up in the Monroeville Mall,
Yeah.
and if Judy wants to, I guess we could go there today.
Do they have breakfast there too?
No,
Oh.
they do put. I don't understand that neither. A lot of people be putting eggs on top of their burger, so when you bite it, the egg.
Yeah.
That to me is just like, ooh. You like egg on a burger? You think?
Well, I like eggs. Well, I'm trying not to eat the meat, remember?
I know,
But
but they got
I never had
veggie
egg on a
burgers.
burger. You're asking. I've
They
never
got
had egg.
veggie burgers
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay, we can do that. But
They
I've
got
never.
Texas or what do you call them? Turkey burgers there too.
Yeah,
And I usually get a turkey burger, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I get an
nothing like.
opportunity to go to Red Robin today, there ain't no turkey burger gonna take care of it. Ain't no veggie burger gonna take care of it. I'm gonna get me the big old hunk of beef, a big beef burger with a slice of pineapple on top of it, and I'm just gonna get down in it. Yep.
Oh, this
Hmm.
is sexy. He's making it sound so sexy.
Oh my goodness. Wait.
Look at that.
If I get a chance to get on that burger,
Mhm.
ain't gonna be nothing anybody can. Yeah. There's only one thing that could come between me and that burger. Pit bull. A pit bull. I'm scared of pit bulls. You bring a pit bull in there. I wonder how come nobody ever has a pit bull as a support animal. You never see nobody walk through the airport with one of them, huh?
No,
Or
I
get
think
on
you'll
the
use a
plane.
pit bull for protection, but not for support.
But everybody be bringing all
They're
kinds.
great. They're
Wait.
wonderful dogs.
You
They're
know
beautiful
what?
dogs.
We might as well go ahead and talk on this a little bit too. Everybody, got themselves a support animal anymore. I was thinking about doing them worms.
Oh God, you're gonna bring them on the airplane, aren't you? Because they're gonna be your support.
My support.
Oh,
You know what? Because
they don't know what you're talking about on YouTube.
Well, Edie's new hobby / what do you call that thing where you make a little side hustle? My little side hustle is going to be, I'm going to start a worm farm. Yes, I have done lots and lots and lots of research on worm farms. And worm farms can be they can be hard, because they're not as easy as one would think.
It can be a very wiggly business, huh?
Yeah, but I think I'm going to sell European night crawlers, and I'm going to make a worm farm, and because it's hard to find some night crawlers in our area, and there's a lot of fishing around here, and I think if I specialize in European night crawlers and I sell them,
they do American fish like European night crawler?
I'm sure they do, because all the other ones is Canadian. Now, the only reason I would go with European ones is because they can accept the temperature a lot better. Canadian night crawlers, they like it a little cool. That's why you got to have a refrigerator for them. See, if you don't have Canadian ones, you don't have to put them in the refrigerator.
Because we had a rule between us. It was really a request for me, like, don't ever put your ones in our refrigerator.
You know what?
She always put it in her refrigerator. And it's like, no, please don't.
Yeah, but otherwise, they're a waste of money, because they cost $5 for a dozen. If you don't use them and you don't put them in the refrigerator, the next thing you know, that's $5. They die. They're gone.
Yeah, but you can get a little refrigerator you keep in a different room,
right?
That I'm not in.
Well, we have that extra one. We just have to bring it down,
and they're not allowed to crawl out of it.
Yeah, well,
And
I can't tell them where they're allowed to go and where they're
but
not.
it's a mute
I'm
point
not a
because
worm dictator.
if they're not, it's a mute point because you're going to do a worm farm with the worms that don't need to be refrigerated.
Well, what the point was, we were talking about having a support animal, and how if we went to Red Robin,
Oh
how we'd
God.
want. No, no, no. I'm not talking about the worms. I'm talking about my pit bull. You
Okay.
know how you never see anybody with a pit bull as a support animal. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you, I really think a pit bull is probably the best support animal, because honestly, I mean, I don't have a pit bull. Though I wouldn't want one either, because I don't pick up no poo. But I think that I mean, if you're looking for support,
Uh-huh.
as far as the support animal goes,
I think protection.
I think you can't get much more support from a pit bull. Ain't nobody going to make your day unhappy if you got that thing beside you. You'll just snuggle up and that's it.
Yeah, this is true. So when I got my dog this a long time ago, her name was Coco. She was part Shepherd, Doberman, and Husky. She was sweet as sweet could be. And so I took her to work with me for a while because she was a we found her. She had run away, so I kept her at home with me and took her to work with me for 2 weeks so that she would know she belonged with me. And my office was in the basement of a building, so nobody cared. So I would take her out for a walk at lunchtime. Everybody jumped away. They saw me with walking on a leash, this mixed Shepherd, Doberman, and
Hmm.
Husky. She was as sweet as could be, and I would see people like jump away, and I thought, wow, I could take her anywhere and walk with her anywhere. Nobody's gonna bother me.
Hmm.
And they don't know that. You just put your hand out and she'll just pat you, lick your hand and let you pat her.
So Linda says she has a pit bull mix, and he's as sweet as can be. And then actual reality says mealworms, you refrigerate them. Yes. Yes, we have to refrigerate a lot of them, except for the European night crawlers, and I believe the red wigglers. So I don't know. I've been thinking about opening up a worm farm
Mhm.
because I need bait to go fishing. But I also thought
Mhm.
it'd be an opportunity to do a little side hustle, make myself a little money on the side. Now, I don't know, because they can be a little hard. You would think just just put them in a bucket and let them roll, right? No, you have to have it all pH balanced and all this kind of stuff so that everybody stays calm and good, and
And stays in there.
they procreate and all
And
that kind of
stay
stuff.
in there.
Well, you put a lid on it.
Uh-huh. But make it so nice they don't want to escape.
Right, right. And
Cause
throw
you,
in,
cause you the Rainbow Granny didn't want them all over the
but you got to
yard.
put in some food too, and you don't want too much food,
Right.
or it'll start stinking. But
Oh
they actually
God.
have now. And I know this is hard to believe, but they actually have setups for people that live in apartments.
No, you're kidding.
No, so they do these inside, and they're not doing it for fishing reasons like I would.
They just
They're
want to
doing it.
support animal.
No, no, no. They're doing it so they can what they
Oh,
compost
for
or
compost.
yeah, yeah.
Ah,
So that they don't have make less garbage. That's what they do. They tear their mail
yeah.
up. They
Uh
shred
huh.
their mail. They have like a shredder. They shred their mail and they use it as bedding.
Oh,
So
really?
that it eats up the mail and it uses up lots of the plastic in there. And then you throw like your leftover vegetables in on top. So between the mail they ate and the vegetables,
You mean mail, like post mail?
yeah,
Like,
like all the mail we throw in the
oh,
thing.
well, I got a way I can do this with you. I'll shred the mail. We'll
Yeah.
get a shredder. I think you can. Well, you'll probably find it at Goodwill anyway, one that works. But get a shredder. It can just be a small one, and I can just
Sure.
shred it and give the
Yeah, it
paper
makes
to you, and you
bedding.
can dump
It
it.
makes bedding. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not like gonna
because I
make
like to be supportive of all your ideas.
my
I like
endeavors.
backing you on your endeavors,
Yes.
right? And you know that worms are one that I can't get near them. I don't want to see them. I don't want to smell them. I want them in some part of the yard that's easy for you to get to, but I don't have to see them, especially if they escape.
Hey, let's talk about this too. We want to talk
Yeah.
about the supporting of our community.
Okay.
Okay, because I know a lot of people tune in to us as Rainbow Grannies because they need the support to know that, we're out there and that we're
Mm-hmm.
loving them, and that, we
Mm-hmm.
realize that tomorrow is Easter Sunday.
Yep.
And with Easter Sunday brings on that time when it's like another holiday comes and you
And
can't spend it with your family because either they don't want you there
Right.
because of, your sexual preference, which they call preference, but I don't know. It's just who you
I don't
are.
understand preference. Yeah, we need to find new words, new
Yeah,
terminology. Yeah.
or because of who you're dating, who you're living with, or whatever. So they go up against, you're not allowed to come to grandma's house for dinner because she doesn't like your friend, Harold. And so we have that lot to deal with and everything.
Yeah, so we want to just be there, we love you, we know what it's like, we've been through the thing, it will get better, can always get better.
Right. And just knowing that,
Yeah.
there's somebody else out there, along with the fact that what we've told many people is we know about having family that is not supportive and everything. But what we do know is that you can always have your chosen family. And in your chosen family, that's like your friends and relatives that are like your friends, that understand who you are, or your neighbors. I mean, I have a neighbor that texts me as much as like a son would, I mean, every time I turn around, my phone's popping off and it's him like, how you doing? Or something like that. So, that's part of my chosen family, and I'm part of his too, evidently.
Yeah.
Yep. My sister-in-law has a composter. Yeah, I'm thinking about the whole works. I even looked at one of them big composters where you turn it like that. You put the stuff in there, you turn it. The only thing is I got to do more research because I don't want to do nothing that's going to draw any kind of critters to the house here. I do not want to look out there and see like Herbert, the friendly rat, or nothing like that. I don't want to do that just because I wanted to have worms.
So you can go fishing.
Yeah, so I can go fishing.
And not have to go. Not have to go 20 miles to find worms.
And be scared to leave the house because we got rats outside. It's like, hey, Judy, go out there and bang the pots together. I'm running to the car. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
And I'll just run down to the truck and jump in and say, okay, toot toot, bye. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think the cats were like rats. They just like little mice.
Yeah, but
they don't want to chase the rat. They don't want to play with them.
No, don't nobody want to play with them.
Yeah, let's see. And they have worms that he'll process the paper, scraps of food.
Right.
Yeah, and you're a good wife to even entertain the thought of a worm farm. Worms and I don't get along.
Oh, see, looky there, Judy. Somebody just gave you some positive. Yeah. Isn't that sweet? Yes, she is a good wife to even just entertain the thought. You know why? Because we are who we are.
That's right. We don't
want
to change to each other either. It's like
I don't tell her what she can do. She don't tell me what I can do. This is the way we are. Now, she knows I have an interest in worm farming, but I'm going to do enough research on this to figure out if it's something that I'm willing to take a chance with. I'm not going to put nothing in our world that makes us unhappy. I mean, I don't want to worry about nothing out there. But
like rats,
right?
She's not going to let that happen. I think I don't even mind the rats as much as the worms. Rats are mammals.
Oh my god!
No, you didn't make that. No, I don't want. Oh, some people have pet rats. For some people,
well, those ain't pet. They ain't
pet.
If we see them out there carrying away my worm farm.
but honestly, I couldn't imagine. Okay, honestly, when I was in my 20s, I could imagine in my 20s, I would have said, no way, right? And that's why people in their 20s have a lot of divorces. They don't just everything. Support each other. They try to roll over each other.
That's right. You got to support
what they want and don't want. And it's like, but here what we're talking, I let Edie know also about, well, if there's someplace you can put the worm farm where I don't have to see it.
Right.
I'm imagining I'm going to see the worms, and really I'm not. Oh, no. They're going to be underground.
No.
I'm not going to see them. But they're going to be in their dirt. They're going to be in their dirt. I'm not going to see them.
Yeah, because they say you layer it. We have to layer it with old leaves and the dirt. No, but then I had a lid on it.
So the rain won't even be in there.
No, because I can't make holes. I don't want them to drown. I mean, can you imagine what 500 little worms sound like when they're drowning?
How big is it going to be with 500 worms?
I could put 500 worms in my
Oh
hand.
God. Okay. Okay. But really, what I do look forward to, if you get this worm farm and it takes off, what I look forward to
Money.
is
She like money. Go
no, yeah, money's nice.
ahead.
I look forward to, yeah, it'll be my therapy because I'm living with worms in the yard. No, what I'm looking forward to is our grandchildren coming here because they're young. They're like almost 3 years old is one, and the other one's 9 years old. So
Yeah,
they're
but
still young, and we're gonna say, "Oh, we're going fishing. Go get some worms for Grandma to go fishing with her." And they'll go in there and pull out the worms. They'll be like nothing for them. They
yep,
won't be like
we
me.
can pick out two
They'll think
dozen
it's
of them and
gonna
take
be
them
so
along the
cool. It's gonna
way.
be
And
so normal for them, like it's so normal for Edie, instead of being so like, "Oh my God," like me.
well, see, like somebody was saying earlier, when they were younger, they used to, go out and pick up worms, and I did too with my grandpa. Like, if it rained in the afternoon that evening, you could guarantee me and grandpa would be out there in our yard with flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
And he taught me how you shine that flashlight off to the side, and then you see a little worm, and you shine it over there and hurry up and grab them, because as soon as that light hits them, they'll go right down into the
Yeah.
ground. They hide. So
Ah.
that's why too, if you keep the lid on the things,
Mm-hmm.
they'll hide down in the dirt,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to, they don't want
They
the
don't
light.
want to surf.
They
Yeah.
don't want to hang out outside in the daylight.
Yeah. So I have to say, when I was little, I wasn't afraid of worms. When I was little, I went and picked out worms and put them on hook to go fishing and all this stuff. I got my thing of like, I don't like the creepy crawly thing because it was dusk one night and I was maybe 13 years old, and my friends and I were going to make a little campfire. So I was going around picking up twigs, and guess what one of those twigs were?
You
And then it's
know,
like, oh, God.
as long as it
So
wasn't like a snake. I don't mess around with snakes. I don't do that.
see, and I'm okay with snakes, but probably because I never picked one up by accident.
I still save them off the concrete, but
Yeah,
it's
but it's
not
not
pretty.
pretty.
I know. I know.
That the one she has.
I
Oh,
yell and
okay.
toss.
I yell and toss.
That's Linda. Linda's on there typing into the chat there. She's she she's
She one's like me.
she's
Then like
saving them,
no.
but she's not loving them. That's for sure.
So I'm going to try to get over my phobia, but 500 of them is a little much. I need
No.
one at a time.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm just getting 500. So
Mhm.
you know how like sometimes when they send something like that, maybe like a quarter of them pass away.
Mhm.
I don't know. Wonder if UPS realizes what they deliver when they're delivering it, because these were like from Uncle somebody's worm farm. I had this guy contact me from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, and he's
Yeah.
got a worm farm there, right? I'd like
Yeah.
to go out and see his setup, I'd like to
Uh-huh.
see, but he wanted more for his worms. I mean, and I asked him what kind of worms, and he was like, they're a mixed variety of worms or whatever.
Mhm.
He wouldn't just say they're this or they're that, not that I'm a worm snob, I mean, I mean, I'm pretty easy going about it. I just like to know that they're, he wanted $40, I think, for, oh geez, I think for 200 or something like that.
Dr. Reality said roly polies were my go-to as a kid, and Linda said roly polies are my jam.
I never really I would touch them and make them like roll, but I never picked them up. I was always kind of creeped out about them.
Yeah. Oh my God. Look into my eyes as I picked up a dead cockroach on accident when I was little.
Oh, I got one better than that. My mom and I were visiting someone.
Yeah.
And like we didn't have cockroaches at our house, and I was always like a tomboy or whatever, and I just loved bugs and all animals and everything as a kid,
And
right?
did I know what a cockroach was yet?
No, I really
No?
didn't. I had no idea what a roach was,
Yeah.
because we didn't have them. We never talked about it. Mom never said
Mhm.
nothing about them. It
Right.
was just something we never really shared. And so
Yeah.
I went to visit. We went to visit these people we know, and like I was playing in their little playroom, and I found like a jar that had like mayonnaise or whatever. It was an empty mayonnaise jar, and they had all these little bugs, and I kept catching them, the little bugs, and putting them in the jar and everything. And then I took them to my mom, and I'm like, look, Mom, look, I got a whole jar. And my mom freaked out because I had caught a whole jar of roaches at these people's house. I had no idea what we had. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to touch
Put
them.
those roaches in our house.
Yeah, I'm like ready to take them home. It's like, Mom, can I take these bugs home? You know, because we play with bugs. You know, I mean,
So what did you do with them? What did she have you do
Mom
with
made
them?
me take them back and put them back.
Back to their house?
Well, we were still in the house.
Oh, okay.
I probably just opened them up, put them back in the toy room. You know. I don't remember exactly, but I remember her
Yeah.
freaking out when I bought her a jar.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, and they were like wee little tiny baby ones. You know, I just didn't know that it was something that you weren't supposed to like catch.
Yeah.
Because I had like as a kid, I had like an ice tray, and in the middle, the metal ice trays that they used to have, with the big handle and stuff. I had a metal ice tray, and I had like a rock that's sitting in the middle of it, and in the middle of that rock, I put like ants on it, and I put water in the ice tray. And I remember my little sister saying, "You got them in captivity." But anyway, I play like that. I'd be sitting there for hours, waiting for them to try to swim their way to the edge,
That is the first I've ever heard about this.
They try to swim, and then I'd like bring them back over onto the rock. It was fun. We lived out in the woods. That was before the days of video games. They didn't have no video games. That's and we didn't have like a whole bunch of stuff.
It's gonna be great when the grandkids are here and we don't have internet. Rainbow Grannies don't have the internet. We got all these woods here. They're gonna find out all kinds of stuff. Actually, I'm gonna go looking for. What am I gonna look for? Antlers. Like the deer are dropping off the antlers now, and I gotta go up and see if I can find any.
Yeah, I wonder where I got that ice tray.
Yeah, because people were using those ice trays then. They couldn't have been cheap, but they were made out of metal.
Right. I don't know where I got it unless God only knows, because I was really I remember when my dad got a brand new tape measure and I found it. Oh my God. I bet you didn't take me an hour to break that. And then I hid it because I didn't want him to know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I pulled that baby out and got it jammed and it wouldn't go back in. So then I dug a little hole beside the house and buried it. Yeah, and I put a rock on top of it. And then when I went back, it was gone. So it was like somebody found it.
Yeah, somebody wanted probably all the parents and grandparents who had done the same, so they knew what it meant when a rock showed up all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's a rock. Let's see.
So let's see some of the comments. So Survive Anything says good morning, and Tawanya says good morning, ladies.
Morning.
And I missed something because they fly here in Texas.
And she's talking about the roaches.
Actual reality, I was at my brother's house to take care of his dog, and I threw a box in a basket and later found out it was a box of worms for the compost.
Oops.
And look into my eyes, as I was at my cousin's house, I thought it was a fake press on nail. What was that?
Ooh, God only knows what it could have been. It was probably a roach.
So so it was funny because I used to think I wanted to make compost for my gardening and all that until I realized for the compost to really work well, you need worms. And so it's like, no. And
you got to turn it too. You got to turn it.
Yeah, but you got to have worms in there. And
you
I would
don't have to.
No, but it works better.
It works better, yes.
Yeah. The other thing I learned is not to put things like eggshells or any dairy stuff in there, because then you get maggots.
Well, no meat and no dairy.
Yeah.
And they said really for the worms, you shouldn't probably put onions.
Why? Because the poo will smell bad?
I don't know. They don't really like them real well, so they don't eat them real well.
But this is kind of
citrus.
Oh. But this is kind of neat that you would have a worm farm, and I didn't think that with the worm farm, we could also get compost from it. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's like coming from a different direction.
I haven't committed yet. It's just something I'm thinking about, as my side hustle, because you know how when you're trying to think of, you want to go into business for something and you're trying to think, what kind of business could I go into that there's a demand for, but it won't cost me a fortune, and something that I could do. Well, worm farm. Worm farm popped into my mind, especially where we live. Oh my God, there's fishing all around here and there's no worms.
And no place to buy worms.
No.
Right.
No. I mean, there are, but you
Right.
got to drive a long way. I mean, I actually had to Google it, where to get worms close to me. I mean, I drive, like in Ohio, I'm from Ohio originally. Every gas station you ride past sells Canadian night crawlers. Every
Yeah.
gas station. Here,
But you
whoops,
lived right near the Ohio River, and probably everybody all up and down the Ohio River, and Ohio on the other side in West
right
Virginia,
now we live
they
in the
all
midst
fish.
of three rivers.
Right, and there's no place to buy one.
I don't understand this,
Mhm.
except for the fact that they do a lot of trout fishing here.
Yeah.
So with trout fishing, maybe there's so many artificial lures is what people
Oh,
are using or
maybe.
whatever,
Maybe.
But we all know, if you really want to catch some fish, put yourself some live bait on there.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
there's an organization that fights against using live bait?
I wouldn't be
Probably.
surprised.
Like PETA.
I wouldn't be
PETA,
surprised.
are you funny about using live bait? Is that something that we shouldn't be like doing because it's like,
I mean, there's like people will get crawdad to use at live bait too to
yeah.
get the bigger fish.
Is it like bad? Is it
Well,
bad to use live bait?
if you talk about fishing anyway and hunting and all of that stuff,
Oh,
a lot,
they don't like none
that's
of
a
that,
whole,
huh?
yeah.
Well, I think it's okay if we don't use hooks that have a bar on it and we don't rip their little lips off.
Yeah. So, and if everybody doesn't know, one of the wedding vows Edie made to me is that when I go fishing with her, she will always bait my hook for me.
Yep. I looked her in the eyes with all the sincerity I could have, and I said to her, I will always bait your hook for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I meant it,
Mm-hmm.
because if I'm lucky enough that she'll go fishing with me, then I'll put the worm on there just to have her with me.
Mm-hmm. No. And what I can get into, once I saw Edie catch a carp, she hooked a carp, and it was like, 20 some pound carp, and down the hill, and couldn't go down to get it.
Wait. She tells the story it was 20 something pounds. I tell a story it was a 30-pound carp. It was the size of a third grader. Go ahead.
Yeah, because that's what fishing people do.
It was huge. It was huge. Go ahead.
And so we were there with some friends, and so one of the kids went down to get it with a net, and I thought that's what I could do for you. So when you go out fishing, I can have my get wet clothes on, get wet and muddy clothes on, and so when you hook a fish that big, and I'll go down with the net to grab, because I want to be that for you.
You heard that, right?
Yeah.
So that means I better get that big net out and put it in the truck there so that me and her can go fishing, and I can say, "Oh, I got one, Judy."
Yeah, I'll go down and get it for you. That would be fun. I mean, I would find that the challenge. That would be a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? Because we can finish this up, and we'll come back on tomorrow. If you got any topics you want to talk about or anything, all you have to do is send them to me. I want to thank everybody that's watched all our videos this week, because oh my goodness, are you watching them good? You're trying so hard to help us get to that 4,000 watch hours, and I really appreciate it. We're just having a good time.
So Linda, Toy Review said you can catch me with crawfish. Does that mean like real or not real? Like, are you from the South where you eat crawfish, like in New Orleans? It's a specialty and a seafood dish, and I couldn't believe it.
I think they boil them or whatever.
Yeah,
and
I couldn't believe it.
I never ate them before, because I heard you have to like bite their heads off and you suck the insides out of them or something.
See, it grosses me out when I see them as food, but I did grow up playing in the creek and picking up the crawdaddies and playing with them and putting them back in the water.
Do you bite the heads off of them and suck the insides out?
Yep. They said yep.
You think that's what she's saying yep to?
I think maybe that. I don't know. That you eat them?
I think you have to do that after you cook them, though. You don't do that raw.
Oh, there are a lot of places where you just eat their seafood raw. I mean, alive.
Let's see. Delicious.
But I don't suck out the head.
Well, Linda, I'm glad you don't, because I like a lot of different things, but I really can't suck the heads off of nothing either.
We do all have our limit.
Somewhere you just gotta draw the limit, and I will not suck the head off of nothing. So
you don't like to eat fish with the head on, do you?
No, I won't. No, don't even want to see them really.
So when I was little, it's like 7 years old, my family traveled in Europe. We traveled across Europe, and we were in Naples, Italy, which is right on the water. I starved those 2 days because all there was fish to eat. And I ate fish then. I was a kid, but all their fish had the head and the tails on. And it's like, I couldn't eat it.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat it.
They should have cut it off for you.
I was so hungry that there was a box of candy they had in the hotel room, and I ate all the candy because I was so hungry.
Thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out with us. So
okay,
we'll see you tomorrow.
9 o'clock.
Wait. Anybody got any suggestions for titles they'd like to make this episode? Type them in there right now. Type them right now. What would you like to make this episode?
What do we want to name it? It's going to draw people to watch it.
That's right. We want to make it fun and electrifying. You're electrifying. Electrifying. You better wake up. Oh, there I go singing again. Why? Why what? Good morning, Gloria. How you doing? I don't think I've seen your name before. Have you seen Gloria's name before? Well, Gloria Ramos, it's really nice to see you. You know, I'm Edie.
I'm Judy.
And together we're the Rainbow Grannies. We come on here every Saturday and Sunday. Oh, thank you. Now that's sweet of you, Gloria. You know, to at least let us know you're out there and you know, you can type and stuff. That's nice. Thank you. You know, because it's nice to have some interaction going on, or otherwise we just sit here staring at each other.
So we need a title suggestion for this episode.
Yeah, any title suggestions? Anybody got anything? Because I know my mind jumps around about 30 different people, 30 different ways. Now, I don't think most people are going to be interested in worm farming.
But you never know.
You know, Rainbow Grannies love, you know, go worm farming or...
well, we can have that title when if you do start a worm farm, we can show that.
Yeah,
I'll hold the camera like this.
Yeah, don't be scared.
So okay, well, I got some ideas. Okay. I got some ideas for the title.
Judy did some right. So you guys make sure you watch it again, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, have a good day, everybody. Worms rock.
That's right.
There we go. See you tomorrow.